Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So, let us start.
Good morning.
I would like to acknowledge the presence of Mr. Javen Carretero, our LMS facilitator, my co-facilitator, and the participant. A pleasant morning to everyone. Welcome to Orienting Learners for E-Learning with the following qualifications: CSS, EIM, SMAW, and C2. To start with, let's have our opening prayer and to be followed by singing of our Philippine national anthem.
Now, another day, another ulam.
By the hand and helping the rising comfort me through all the pain life takes. There's no other hope that I can find. Leave me, Lord, for my life. Walk by me across the lonely roads that I may tread. Take my arms and let your hand show me the way. Show the way to live inside your heart. All my days, all my life, you are my Lord. You're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you there. You are my life. I cannot live alone. Let me sit by your guiding love. All through my life. Leaving Lord. So times I'd rather go my way. Help me take the right direction. Take your road. Lead me on and never leave my side. All my days, all my life, all my life. Your life, all the time, my Lord, I need you. All my life, I cannot live alone. Let me stay by your guiding love. All through my life, you are my love. You're the lamp upon my feet. All the time, my Lord, I need you. By your guiding love. All through my life, all through my days, don't leave me, no, no, no.
Mga kababayan, ang pambansang awit ng Pilipinas.
Reminders, daily attendance is checked, webinar is recorded, mute microphone at all times if you are not going to speak, raise your hand virtual if you have questions, clarification, wear appropriate clothes as a professional etiquette, be punctual and honest in accomplishing your outputs. So welcome once. This webinar will orient you to e-learning environment. I hope you enjoy and acquire the knowledge, skills, and attitude that will help you in your training program. Let me introduce to you to our facilitators. For CSS and C2, yours truly, Benji Barrios, Ma'am Jenny Ann Basilonia, Sir Ray Bibon Bilardo. For EIM and C2, Sir Ray J.R. Bigiras Bidol. For SMAW and C2, Ma'am Laarni Muhar Like. So before we proceed to our discussion proper, let me first check your attendance. So everyone is present. Very good. Let us now proceed to our discussion proper. So what is e-learning? E-learning or electronic learning is the delivery of learning and training through online resources. It simply means that e-learning or learning in an online environment through the aid of technologies such as computer, laptops, and mobile phones. What is LMS? A learning management system, or LMS, is a software application for the administration, documentation, tracking, reporting, automation, and delivery of educational courses, training programs, materials, or learning and development programs. So this means that this LMS is the application that we are going to use throughout your online program. So let us now proceed to the objectives of the program. For the objectives of the program, for CSS and C2, core competency 2, set up computer networks. Learning outcome number 2, set network configuration. I will be your facilitator. It has the following objectives. Number 1, recall the things to be done during unplanned events or conditions are responded to in accordance with established procedures. Number 2, memorize the steps in installing software, such as operating system, application software. Number 3, memorize the steps in setting up network interface card. Number 4, memorize the steps in setting up client computer. Number 5, memorize the steps in diagnosing computer system. For COC3, set up computer servers. Learning outcome 1, set up user access. Your facilitator will be Ma'am Jenny Ann Basilonia. It has the following objectives. Number 1, install server in accordance with customer systems or network requirements. Number 2, identify and obtain materials necessary to complete the work in accordance with established procedures and check against system requirements. Number 3, follow 5S and 3 Rs according to environmental policies. And last, create a user to configure a server environment. For COC3, set up computer servers. Learning outcome number 2, configure network services. Your facilitator will be Sir Ray Bibon Bilardo. It has the following objectives. Number 1, identify the different methods and uses of network services. Number 2, prepare different network configuration services in accordance with customer requirements. Number 3, carry out installation of the different network services in accordance with the user client's requirements.
Number 4, configure the network services of a server according to user or client system requirements. For EIM NC2, unit of competency number 3, install wiring devices of floor and wall mounted outlets, lighting fixtures or switches and auxiliary outlets. Learning outcome number 2, install wiring devices. Your facilitator will be Sir J.R. Bigiras Bidol. So it has the following objectives. First, identify the materials needed in installing wiring devices. Practice proper handling of materials, tools, and equipment. And last, perform electrical wiring devices installation economically. For shielded metal arc welding NC2, core competency number 1, perform root pass. Learning outcome number 1, performing root pass. Your facilitator will be Ma'am Laarni Muhar Like. It has the following objectives. First, determine shielded metal arc welding NC2. For the coverage of the program units of competencies, this course is designed to develop knowledge, skills, and attitudes of the following qualifications: CSS, EIM, SMAW, and C2. In accordance with industry standards, it covers the basic, common, and core competencies. Okay, once you finish all the activities or tasks in your chosen qualification, you will be receiving a certificate of training. This is an evidence that you have performed or completed all the tasks or activities in your enrolled course. To discuss the learning activities and technologies to be used, may I call on Sir Ray Bilardo? Sir?
Okay, good morning, everyone.
Sir, okay na po?
Yes, sir. Wait lang po. Share screen lang ako. Okay, good morning, everyone. And I will be discussing today the learning activities and technologies to be used. Okay, the following learning materials shall be used in the training. Interactive learning materials will self-check. The interactive e-learning materials were developed by eTest division. The e-learning materials were bundled by learning outcomes. The e-learning materials have the following parts. First, the learning objectives. Second one is learning contents. Third, interactive learning activities. Fourth, self-check with auto-feedback. And the last one is task sheet with performance criteria checklist. And task sheet, performance criteria checklist, and output templates are downloadable from e-learning materials so that the task sheet may be done offline.
Click or enter lang po, Sir Ray.
I just wait lang po. Pero okay, the next is the computer-based exam. Self-scoring computer-based self-check and quizzes serve as practice exercises for participants. They are made available per learning outcome. Sample output and templates for the required output. Aside from the templates on the e-learning materials, sample
Sir-
outputs.
Sir Ray, wala pa po, sir, na inis presentation mo po.
Ay, sorry. Ay, hindi nakikita. Sorry po. Stop sharing muna po ako. Okay, nakikita na po ba?
Okay na po.
Okay. Computer-based exam. This self-scoring computer-based self-check and quizzes serve as practice exercises for participants. They are made available per learning outcome. Next is sample outputs and templates for required outputs. Aside from the templates on the e-learning materials, some outputs and templates may be downloaded directly from the LMS so that we have a guide for doing a outputs. Next is submission bins. Uploading interface for particular outputs, for example, study guide, are provided on the LMS. The participants shall upload their outputs for trainer evaluation and download the comments and suggestion of the online mentor through this interface. A notification email is sent by the LMS both to the participants and online mentor in case of submission to this interface. Discussion forum. This is where participants can communicate with the other participants. These components of the LMS is not a live discussion area, but all enrolled participants will be able to see all posts and replies. These components will encourage discussion of the topics being learned. Next one is, or the last is video conferencing. Will also be done using the Google Meet. Google Meets will be recorded for participants who failed to participate in the discussion. Next, online activities. These are the different online activities. The first one is webinar, orientation, TIP, and daily meetings. Reading web script, study guide, books, online, and online learning materials. Viewing presentation, viewing videos like recorded or in the YouTube. Doing online workshop in forum and H5P, quizzes, tasks submitted or uploaded in PDF file. The last one is demonstration. Next, learning activities in CSS and C2. Core competency number 2, set up computer networks. Learning outcome number 2, set network configuration. These have a two activities, online activities and offline activities. Will be discussed your facilitator with Sir Benji M. Barrios on your orientation. Next is in CSS and C2, COC3 set up computer server. The learning outcome number 1, set up user access. There are also two activities. The online and offline activities will further discussed to you by Miss Jenny Ann Basilonia, your facilitator. And in CSS, NC2, COC3, set up computer server, LO2, configure network services, will be discussed also by yours truly. And this have also two activities, which is online and offline activities. In EIM, in unit competency number 3, install wiring devices of floor and wall mounted outlets, light fixtures, or switch and auxiliary outlet. Learning outcome number 2, install wiring devices. There are also two activities, online and offline, will be discussed your facilitator JR Bigiras Bidot, or say JR, Sir JR. And in learning activities in shielded metal arc welding NC2, core COC number 1, perform root pass. The learning outcome number 1, performing root pass, will also discuss to you during your orientation by your facilitator, Laarni Muhar Liget. And there are also two activities here, the online activities and offline activities. And in assessment method will be discussed by Ma'am Jenny Ann Basilonia. Ma'am Jenny?
Okay, sir. Hello, everyone.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay, so I will now discuss to you the... I'm sorry, wait lang po. Hmm, wait lang po. Nakikita po.
Opo, ma'am. Okay na po.
So I will now discuss to you the assessment methods. So there are two types of assessment methods. The first one is the formative and summative assessment. So summative assessment evaluates students' progress upon completion of a learning segment by assigning grades according to a set of criteria. So may criteria po na susundin for us to evaluate the summative assessment. Next is the formative assessment. So on the other hand, it is associated with the ongoing continuous feedback that facilitates the teaching and learning experience. So these are the following examples for the formative and summative assessment methods. So for the formative, we have the forum discussions, group work, weekly online short quizzes, essay, online interviews, assignments, and surveys. So next, the following are for the summative assessment methods. Then the first one is the computer-based exams, final projects, final essays, final interviews, final presentations, final reports, and final grades. Now, how to submit your output? So there are several activities that needs to be submitted online. So how will you submit those outputs? So from this, on your screen, you will see that there are number of attempts, submission status, grading status, last modified, and submission comments, and then the add submission icon. You will click the add submission icon here, and then next, you will see, for example, the activity that you will need to submit is the task sheet for technology plan and infrastructure support system. So from that, you will see a file icon. You need to click that one. Then after that, this screen will appear, and then you will see the upload a file. Then after that, you will see this choose file. Click this one, and then on your screen, on where the activity is located, you will choose the document that you will pass. So your activity that you need to pass is the template for the technology plan and infrastructure support. Then click the file, then click open. Then next, you will see now in your screen that the file is already uploaded. Then you will click the save changes. After that, after uploading the file, you will click the upload the file icon. Then you will see now the submission status of your activity. So as I have said, there are number of attempts that needs to be followed. So when you draft your submission or hindi mo pa nasasubmit yung output mo totally, naka-draft lang siya. So naka-upload na yung template, which is the technology plan and infrastructure support system, and is not yet graded. And then you submitted it on Wednesday, for example, June 23, 2001 at 7:53 p.m. Then, if you will already submit this because it's the final, final submission, you will now click the submit assignment here at the bottom part. Then, upon confirming your submission, you need to click the icon continue. So yung parang may punctuation mark which is in red, palagi yun na ifa-follow. So you will click continue. So after clicking continue, you will now see the submission status of your activity. So it is now submitted for grading, and then but it is not yet graded because the facilitator will be the one who will grade it. So nakaano na siya, nakasubmit na siya. Then now, how will you know your grades? So for example, na-submit mo na yung task mo, for example, the task sheet for the TP, for the technology plan. For example, there are several activities na sabi nga dun sa formative assessment, there are quizzes or what, for example, quizzes and other activities. So dito tayo pumunta sa quiz. So sabi sa quiz, so in all the quizzes, may criteria siya. So sabi doon nga sa submission ng status, there are several criterias. In the criteria, sabi, in all the quizzes, you have to get at least 80% of the correct answers in order for you to pass the particular quiz. And also, there are a number of attempts per quiz. If the number of attempts is just 3, you will just try to iti-take mo lang yung quiz ng 3. So pag nakalagpas na doon, you will pwedeng iko-contact ka na ng facilitator kasi hindi mo pa siya na papasa yung quiz. So sabi, at least 80% you need to pass the quiz. Next, how will you monitor your grades? Monitoring your grades is several activities, 'di ba, ang i-perform. So for example, if you want to know your grades on those activities that you have passed, so in the development site na link, which is yung the two sites which needs to be pupunta tayo doon is on the development sites. So, and the right on the top right top part ng screen nyo, you will see this this portion. So under that, so for example, this is the facilitating e-learning session for SFIS, and then under that we have the participants, badges, competencies, grades, and general. So you will click grades to view your grades in all the activities. So from this from all your activities that you've passed, you will click grades. Then after that, ito naman ang lalabas sa screen. You will click the user report, this one. After clicking the grade, you will click the user report. Next, after that, you will see that the activities that you passed. For example, ito naman, kung may forum ka, may nakatapos ka na ng pre-test or any other activities pa that you need to do, you will see that makikita mo na yung kung graded na ba yung activities mo. So, ito na siya. For example lang, so wala pang grade, hindi pa nag-grade ng facilitator. But if it is already graded, makikita nyo na po yung grade nyo for the following activities. So, I will now give the floor to Ma'am Lani to discuss the LMS, the two LMS site that needs to be accessed by the learners. Ma'am Lani?
Ma'am, si Sir JR Hidol po magdi-discuss.
I'm sorry. Sir JR, I will now give the floor to you to discuss the two development sites and other parts of the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Just for a while, I will share my screen first. Okay, good morning, everyone. I would like to acknowledge first Sir J. Ben and also our co-trainers. Good morning, everyone, and then the participants. So I will
Good morning,
discuss
sir.
now the two LMS. Okay, thank you. The two LMS that we are going to use for the entire training. First, we have the learning phase, tesda.net.moodle.net/Moodle for your quizzes, task, and submission. Then the second one is the developmental page, which you are going to submit all your outputs online and face-to-face demonstration. Okay. Let's take a tour with this LMS. Okay, let me start. Okay. So, sa oras na to po natin ay nagkakaroon po tayo ng maintenance sa ating LMS sa space. So we will be focusing on the developmental side. Okay. Medyo na discuss na din po to ni Ma'am Jenny Ann kanina. So we will be focusing here. Okay, I will use my account for the EIM also. Okay, let's start. So in this LMS po, you can see your study guide, your technology, and then the other references you'll be needed through the training. Also, you can find your important announcements with regard to your training. Next, like for example, this one, EIM in situ or orientation program. Okay. Next, okay. Now next will be your assigned learning outcome. Like for example, in LO2, install electrical wiring devices. You can read it there. Okay, your task there is to view. Okay, just view it. So you can find your references there. Ayan. Next. Also, your additional references, then your tasks to be performed. Okay, like for example, restricted pa po to kasi hindi pa to nagagawa. Okay, I will show you an example where the course I enrolled and complied all the requirements. Here, currently enrolled po ako sa hilot. Kasi tayo pong mga electrician, kailangan natin matuto maghilot ng wire. Just kidding. Okay. Ito po. Ayan. So, the task. Okay. Naririnig pa po ba ako?
Yes, sir. Go ahead po.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hindi ko po kasi kayo nakikita. Okay. So here, the task you are going to perform is, okay, for hilot also. You can find your performance criteria checklist there. Okay. Ipagpalagay na lang po natin guys na na-enroll ko na to and graded na siya ni teacher. Dito nyo po siya makikita. Okay. So, this will be done through online practices. Next, sir, paano po ba kapag face-to-face? Okay, kapag face-to-face po, all you have to do before you proceed to your prospective working area on schedule, that would be scheduled based on your trainer, paki-download po yung task sheet and you will bring it into your work area. Ang mag-accomplish po niyan is your trainer and then pipirmahan po nila yon. Tapos, i-upload po natin yan, scanned. I-upload po natin sa inyong perspective Moodle. Okay? And i-grade po natin yan. Next. Okay. Here is for your quizzes. Okay, for your quizzes po, hindi niyo po yan mabubuksan until you perform the prerequisite tasks. Okay? Para mapuntahan niyo po yan, kailangan niyo po munang i-comply yung mga naunang tasks. And after that, upon completing that, kapag nakompleto niyo na po yung mga tasks, you can now have your certificate. Okay, I will show you a certificate. This is mine. Okay. Kapag nakuha niyo na po yan, you are going to comply also the evaluation form. And as you complete that, you are now qualified for institutional assessment. Okay. Sir, paano po kami mag-i-enroll sa aming mga courses? Okay. After this training, you will be directed into your prospective trainer and your trainer will do that also for you. Okay. Your institutional assessment will be discussed by Ma'am Laarni Muhar. Okay. That will be all. For any question, you may direct message me. Okay. Ma'am?
Okay, sir. Thank you very much. Just a moment, please. Okay. Is my presentation visible po ba?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much, Sir JR. I'm Laarni Lee, your facilitator, and I will be discussing to you the institutional assessment. Well, the following assessment method shall be used for the assessing and the competency of the participants for you training. So we have for online, we have portfolio assessment, and this refers to the outputs and requirements of competency being assessed. And this shall be done This shall be done as the participant progresses in his learning activities per learning outcome. So, trainee ang magpa-perform po nito. Ano? So, we have computer-based tests. This is composed naman of multiple choices tests given online. So, online to. The computer-based test shall only be open to a particular participant scheduled for assessment during a designated time. If you fail to take the test during the designated time, you should notify your online mentor or trainer immediately for another schedule of test. And you should be able to get at least 80% of the correct answers to pass the test. And now for offline or face-to-face, this is actual demonstration. This is composed of class sheets to be performed by trainee per core competency equipped with the performance criteria checklist, and you must perform the task in the first core before you can proceed to the next core. So meaning po, before kayo mag-proceed sa next core, you have to finish performing the first step, the first core, so you can proceed to the next. Okay, so our official communication channel, we have Messenger, we have Gmeet or Google Meet, and we have group chats where you can communicate to us from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. daily. So yan po yung mga magiging channels of communications natin. So for face-to-face session schedule for CNS and C2, we have Thursday and Friday at CSS Laboratory from 7:30 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. So sa practical workshop nyo po, you have 3 hours. And also for IEM, will be as provided by your trainer or facilitator. And for SMAW NC2, in practical work area naman po, you have 4 hours. And for institutional area, you have 2 hours. And for national competency assessment requirements, ano po ang mga kailangan natin i-provide? We have here several steps. In first step, you have to go to the test accredited center as assessment center or test district or provincial office near your location and apply for assessment. And step 2, you need to submit all the following documentary requirements. And you make it sure that you duly accomplish the application form and you properly and completely filled out the self-assessment guide of your chosen qualification. And you have to bring your 3 pieces of colored and passport size picture, white background with color and with name print. So in step 3, you have to pay the assessment fee at the assessment center, cashier, and get the official receipt and the admission slip. So be present at the scheduled date assigned to you and also the venue of the assessment indicated in the admission slip. So take note po na hindi niyo dapat makalimutan itong admission slip kasi kailangan ito sa inyong assessment. So we have here po the National Competency Assessment Fee. This is promulgated as of October 31st, 2022. Makikita niyo po dito yung sum up ng mga assessment fees per qualification. So please be guided here. Hanapin niyo lang po yung qualifications niyo dito at dito niyo na po makikita kung magkano yung inyong assessment fees. So, visible pa rin po ba?
Yes po, ma'am.
Okay. So if you have further questions and follow-up clarifications, you can communicate to us through Messenger, like I've said before, through Gmeet or GC group chats, and we're here to assist and help you. So if there is none, I would like to take the time to thank you all and to my co-facilitators Sir Benji Barrios, Ray Bilardo, Sir J.R. Bidol, Ma'am Jenny Ann Basilonia, and a special thanks and appreciation to Sir J. Ben Carretero. And in behalf of SP's 2023 FELS Batch 1, Group 1, I am Laarni Lique, and I'm extending a warm welcome to all of you to our training program, and we hope and pray that you will acquire all the necessary learning. So have a happy learning and enjoy your trainings. And once again, thank you everyone, and may God bless us all. Okay, for our final words po, kay Sir Javen.
Okay. Ano? Alright. Narinig po ako?
Yes,
Yes.
po, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Actually, di pa tapos. Right. So, mayroon po akong additional activity na papagawa sa inyo. Individually po, so you can, you can actually, absorb nyo muna po ito. And then, pag ready na kayo, just let me know. Okay? Dito po kay Ma'am Laarni.
Yes, sir.
Yes po. Can you demonstrate class on enrolling learners? Please take note po muna.
Okay.
Okay? Yun lang po tayo sa dev site kasi currently down po rin natin best. So yung yung process lang po kahit
Yes.
konting overview lang about enrolling learners in action. Okay? Kay Sir J. Bidol, can you demonstrate also on how to how to perform course backup? Okay, sir. Yung procedure lang po. Hindi na kailangan mag-backup. Okay, yung process naman. Then kay Ma'am Jenny Ann Bas, adding book resource. Yung process na po kailangan. Kay Sir Benji Barrios, kay Ma'am J. Ann book resource, Sa iyo po, Sir Benji,
Yes.
file resource.
Opo, sir.
Okay po.
Okay po.
Okay na. Then kay Sir Ray Bilardo, URL resource. Okay na, sir. Take note po lahat.
Yes po, sir.
Okay. So you can turn off your cameras for a while. And then pag ready na kayo, just let me know. Nandito lang po ako, You
Opo, sir.
can take some time para practice nyo muna.
Thank you,
Kahit
sir.
sino po mauna, okay lang po sa akin. Okay?
Thank you, sir.
Sige po. Okay.
Hello, sir. Sir Gavin po.
Yes, sir. Go
Hello.
ahead.
Okay. I will discuss how to add. Okay lang, sir, na ganito muna. I-share screen ko na lang later. I will discuss how to add URL resources. First is share screen muna. Okay, nakikita na po ba? Okay.
Yes,
First,
sir.
we go to calendar.google.com. Then first, we go to our Google account. Okay. Then for example, here in February 2, let's add title, for example, CSS NCO virtual training. Then click add Google Meet video conferencing. Then let's copy this link. Then let's go back to test or in the Moodle website. Let's log in our account. Log in. Okay. Then let's go to our course. Then here, always turn editing on. In your assigned qualification, here in LO2 configure network services, add an activity or resources, click URL, URL. Then for this one, let's say my name. Then let's copy the link. In description, bahala na po kayo kung ano ang for example, COC 3 LO2. Then display the description or display description on course page. Then click save and return to course. Ay, maglalagay tayo dito ng https colon and SMAW. And that's all. Andito na po siya, yung nalagay nating URL. And let's tingnan natin kung andun talaga. And this is we create the Google Meet. And that's all, sir.
All right. Thank you very much, Sir Ray.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Sir,
Nag-leave si sir.
Yes, go ahead po, sir.
pwede ako na po, sir, baka demo po for adding
Yes,
file
sir.
resource.
Yes, sir.
Sige
Go
po,
ahead,
sir.
sir.
I-share ko lang po sa screen, sir. So for adding file resource, okay. So for example, you must first turn on editing, then add an activity or resource. Then click Resource tab and click File. Okay, then you can input the name of the file that you want to upload. For example, sample file. You can also write the description of the file. For example, this is an example of a file. Then under the select files, click the add button, then upload a file. For the attachment, click the button choose file and navigate to the files that you wanted to upload. For example, this PDF, adding a file resource. Then click open. Once done, click the upload this file button. And when you already see the file that is attached in the file portion, you can now click the save and display. Also, if you want to change the appearance for the settings, you can also click the appearance portion and choose the desired appearance. If you also want to put restriction, you can also click the restrict access and add restriction and pick your desired restriction access. You can also add activity completion. So you can pick to this following. If you want to do not indicate activity completion, if you want the students can manually mark the activity as completed, or if you want to show activity as complete when conditions are met. So for example, once done, save and return to course. So let us check if it is properly inserted. So it is here, sample file. Sir, okay na po?
Okay na po, Sir Benji. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good morning po.
Yes, CJR. Sige po, let's go ahead.
Okay, next po. Ay, sorry. Wala yung ating camera.
Invisible ka there.
Sitong sisa. Okay. Gamit ko po kasi yung aking cellphone as camera. Wait lang po, sir. I-connect ko lang. Ayan. Ayan lang. Okay. Sir, I will perform course backing up po. Share screen lang po, sir.
Okay, sir.
Now, I will show you how to back up your course. First, punta po muna tayo sa i-edit po muna natin. Turn on, naka-off po siya. Okay. So, turn on editing portion here. So, kapag nauna po siya, punta po tayo dito sa navigation settings. Then, back up. And next. And we will perform here. May mga initial naka pre-check na po dito So sabi po dito sa initial setting is schema, configuration, and perform backup, then complete. So we will be clicking next. Okay. So ito na po yung mga kailangan natin i-backup na naka-pre-check na po dun sa unang step. Your study guide, your important files. Okay, nandiyan na po siya. Then click next. Next step is here po, nakalagay po yung link. You can see ng ating course. Ito na po siya kanina. Then, ayun, naka-check na po yung mga kailangan natin i-backup. Then, we have to perform now. Then, backup was completed and created. Then, continue. Okay, and okay na. Dito daw po, based on dun po sa you can drag your file here kung i-upload po natin. So kung i-upload po natin yung file po natin na na-download is nag-direct na po siya sa download section po natin. So puntahan po natin siya. Sa download section po natin, nandun na po yung backup file. Pero based on dun po sa section is hindi na po siya pinapa-upload. So optional na lang din po ata to. Proceed, okay. So time, size, private backup, okay, final. Ito na po siya, nakalagay na po dito yung ano. Ito po yung pinapa-download. So noong una po, dinownload ko po siya, sir. Pero hindi ko na po siya in-upload. Okay, nandun, download po siya. Okay. Then, next. Manage backup files. Then, nandito na po siya. So, yung files po natin, ito na, automatically nag-upload po siya. So, this is my second backup. Ngayon po, ito po yung nauna kong ginawa. Then, ito na yung second. Then, save changes. Okay. That's all, sir.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much, sir. JR.
Thank you, sir.
Ma'am Larly.
Yes,
Are
sir.
you ready
Pwede.
po?
Yes, ako na po, sir, kasi baka mag-burn out. Okay, wait lang.
Sige po, sir. Ma'am, sige po. Let's go.
Yeah. Okay. Sir, is my presentation visible?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So, ang binigay po sa akin na ano ni Sir Jayben is enrolling learners. So, meron tayong self-enrollment and manual enrollment. So, first thing is, di ba sa dev site to, click po natin yung participants. Okay. And then, click natin tong action menu. Hanapin po natin yung enrollment methods. Ito pa ang lalabas. Wait. Enrolled, self-enrollment. Okay, ito na po siya. So, dito sa self-enrollment, maglalagay tayo ng custom instance name like, for example, learning self. Yung mga default po dito, i-check lang natin yan. And then, kailangan natin i-provide yung enrollment key. Yung enrollment key, like, for example, like this, bibigay po natin yan sa kanila para mag-self-enroll sila. And then, after that, okay na, save changes. And then, ito po ang lalabas pag nag-save changes na tayo. And still, add methods. Okay. Ito na po siya. So, wait lang. Okay na po yun. So, mag-appear na po yung, ito na siya. And so, for our manual enroll, sa manual enrollment naman po tayo yung mag-i-enroll sa kanila. Enroll user, click, and then ilalagay pa natin yung name nila, and then after we place their name, enroll user, and then enrolled na po sila. Ito po yung lalabas. So, okay po, sir. May I have your final word, Sir Jaden?
Okay po, Arnie. Thank you very
So,
much.
yan po yung dalawang process at method natin sa enrollment. Enrollment, self-enrollment, and manual enrollment. Whereas in self-enrollment, sila yung mag-i-enroll ng sarili nila. Pero yung key, provided yung trainer. And in manual enrollment, yung trainer ang mag-i-enroll sa training. Po yung mga advantages.
All right, ma'am. Very good po. Thank you very much po, ma'am. And Arnie. Okay. Si ano na lang po, si Ma'am Jenny.
Okay na po,
Yes,
sir.
ma'am.
Sige po.
Sige po, go ahead.
Sige po. Okay, so I was assigned to discuss on how to add book resources. So we'll come now to our development site, which is that's the bigol5.gnomio.com. So from that, you will click the course that you are assigned. So for example, I was assigned in CSS and C2. So sa site home, you will click your qualification, CSS and C2. Then after that, you will click your topic. For example, my topic is COC3 setup computer server, learning outcome 1, which is setup user access. Then after that, you will click editing on. So currently naka-editing on na siya. So halimbawa, i-turn natin yung editing on. So turn editing on. After that, after turning editing on, mag-add tayo ng book. So you will click this plus sign, which is makakita nyo yung add an activity or resource. After clicking the add an activity or resource, you will click the icon book here. So here is the icon book. You will click this. So after clicking the icon book, you will see na nandito na siya sa adding a new book to the topic you are assigned. So for example nga, ang topic na na-assign sa akin is COC3 Setup Computer Server, LO1 Setup User Access. So dito na tayo magbe-base. Since this is a book, so kailangan natin, for example, ng ating CBLM sa ating qualification. So ito po ang aking CBLM. So ang content niya po, since this is a book, so nandito po siya, ang content ng book natin is yung information sheet. So, from this information sheet, create tayo ng book. So, for example, ang title ng ating book is the Create User folder. So, i-copy natin siya because it's the title of your book. So, Create User folder. Let's copy this one. And so, ilalagay natin siya this sa name. So, yun ang magiging title ng ating book. So, another naman is the description. So, what will be the description of the book? So, galing pa rin to sa CBLM natin. So, for example, ito ang ating description. So, lagay natin dito yung learning objectives and the introduction of your book. Let's copy this one. Then, ilalagay naman natin ulit siya dito sa description. Let's copy this. So yan na siya. So, naka-paste na siya. So, i-click din natin yung display description on course page. Then, after that, save and return to course. Yan, makikita nyo na dito sa yung create nyo na book. So, since this is a book, kailangan natin ng several pages. Kumbaga, yung pinaka-content ng book, for example, ang content natin is kailangan natin ng 3 pages. So, kailangan natin ng magdagdag ng page ng book para maipasok natin yung lahat ng content. So, from that, you will click the file, click this one, and then mag-add tayo ng chapter. Or mangyayari dito is yung subtopic ng inyong content. So, example, ang content natin is, ang subtopic natin is yung procedure on how to create user folder on Active Directory domain services and Windows Server 2008 R2. So, ito na ang subtopic natin. Then, after that, paste ulit. Then, the content of your subtopic. Let's have this. So, since ang aking information sheet contains of several images, let's try to attach images sa ating book. So, unahin muna natin yung step, content ng procedure. So, copy natin to. Then, let's try to add an image. So, when adding an image, for example, na-save mo na yung image na nasa Word mo. Let's try to have an image. So, let's browse kung nasaan man yung file ng image natin so that we can upload the file. So, let's choose the file. For example, nasa pictures nyo yun. Let's try to find. So, sa pictures. For example, nasa pictures natin yung content ng procedure. So, let's have this picture 1, then open, then click the upload this file. Next is, if you want to resize the image, you can resize it. For example, here, you can edit the size of your image and then, or kung gusto mo na yan ng image niyan, be it. So, let's try na, ito na yung image natin. Wag na nating i-resize. So, save image. Or, before, hindi siya mag-upload pag walang description yung picture. So, lagyan na lang natin ng description as pick 1. So, next, then save image. So, lalabas na siya. So, ito na siya as the image. Then, after that, save changes. For example, this is the page 1. Save changes. Now, this is the first page of your book. If you want to create several pages, you will click the plus sign or the add sign here sa right part ng ating development site. Makikita nyo here na may plus sign. You will click that one. Then after that, yan, magkakaroon na naman ulit na, makikita nyo na ang previous chapter is this one ang title. So, you will again add another chapter title. Galing na naman to sa CBLM natin. For example, same pa rin naman since this is a continuation. Ikakopy ko na lang ulit to na title natin ng previous chapter kasi continuous lang naman siya. So, you will click subchapter and then again, paste whatever yung sunod na content ng inyong book. For example, ito naman siya. Let's copy then paste it. Next, if you want to add video on your book for additional information for the learners, then let's try to add a video. For example, this one, this is how to create user folder video here in YouTube. So let's try to copy the link and paste it on the before pasting it, i-ano natin yung HTML, i-on natin and then i-embed natin yung video. After embedding the video, let's off the HTML. Then after that, let's try to let's save the changes na. Wait. Wait lang, hindi pa ma-view ang video dito. So, edit natin. Since di ma-view ang video, ulitin natin. So, let's turn the edit, let's copy the embedded code. Hindi pala ito yung nandito yung i-copy natin. So, i-copy natin is i-right-click natin yung video, then copy embed code. Then, let's embed it on the description box. Let's copy it and then turn off. Then, makikita nyo na nandyan na yung video. So, minsan, mga matataas or malalaki ang mga videos, you can also change that one. So, after that, you will click Save Changes. So, you already now have the second page of your book. So, since nga tatlo, for example, tatlo yung ano natin, yung page, again, you will try to add another page. So, yun pa rin, same procedure. Another chapter title, then coming from the CBLM, yun pa rin, step, sunod-sunod lang. Then makikita nyo ulit yung, dito na tayo sa same din, continuous lang naman. So next. So yun na. So after that, you already have your book after this. So makikita nyo, after clicking this, nandito na yung book nyo, which is the Create User folder. So here, sa right side, makikita nyo na there are 2 pages na ng inyong book. So now, eto na siya. Pwede na siyang ma-view ng learners. So here, may mga arrow naman. So eto, makita nyo na several na yung, so this is the first, yung pinaka front, and then this is the first page, then next is, this is the second page, and then, kung mag-add na lang po tayo ng book, let's add this one na lang. So, that's how that is the procedure on how you will add a book. So, Sir Tabe.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you po.
Galing-galing, no? All right, that's very, that was very detailed,
Yeah,
in-depth
Thank
presentation
you.
on that. Right. So before I give you the remarks on your presentation, can you please check your chat box? I have one question there. I think anybody can answer siguro. Just a brief answer. Kita niyo po yung nasa chat box?
Yes po, sir.
Yes po, sir.
Well, anybody can answer for the group. Thank you.
May sumasagot na po ba?
Yes, sir. Anybody?
Yes, sir.
Please go ahead po.
Okay. In my opinion, sir, is e-learning is here to stay in academics. Tingin ko, nagiging successful naman tayo sa mga procedures natin ngayon. At nakikita naman natin na helpful na talaga to. Kasi we are in a 21st century. Sa ayaw at sa gusto natin, ito na yung innovation natin, mga bagong innovation and technology. So, kailangan talaga natin mag-adapt. So, very helpful sa academics and also, lalo na sa mga professionals din, helpful and useful. So, yun po ang advantage ng e-learning.
Okay, thank you very much, Ma'am Arnie. Okay. So for the final remarks, siguro about the demonstration. So a while ago, no, while you were presenting, I was also taking down notes, right, for some pointers regarding your demo. Okay. So wala naman tayo masyadong problema, no? So the group was able to deliver or satisfy the criteria on orient learners for e-learning. Okay, so you started with of course, the preliminaries, our invocation, and you introduced the facilitators. Okay, objectives were presented. So that's everything written in the performance criteria checklist were performed or na-meet and group. Okay. There was just a slight problem on the video being played a while ago sa national anthem and then yung notification. I don't know, maybe on my part or at my end siguro yung problem, but I don't know. Medyo mahina yung reception ko dito sa sound, sa audio. The video works well. It was clearly I can see the video, but I'm having problems hearing the audio. Okay, I don't know sa end ninyo, but everything was it was a good presentation. Okay, sabi ko nga yung presentation nyo is comprehensive and complete. Okay, sa dami ng na-handle kong PELs, siguro ang batches na na-handle ko. So this one of the best presentations.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, so thank you. What good about it is that it
Thank
is
you po, sir.
recorded. Yes, no problem. It is recorded, so kailangan i-present ko sa aking boss, kay Ma'am Lani, so that makita niya yung mga outputs natin. Right? So other than that, so it was a good presentation. So it was quite a ride siguro, short ride. Actually, this is just the continuation of TM. Kung nag-TM po kayo, no? This is the continuation ng trainer's methodology. If you're planning to join us in TESDA, hindi mo man sinasabing lipat kayo sa amin. If you're planning to join TESDA, requirement po itong FELS sa mga trainers. Aside from TM, aside from NTTC, UNC2, so kasama na po ito sa hinahanap namin. Okay? So at least nakahinga na po ang lahat. Medyo makakakain na tayo ng lunch na maayos. And you're just going to wait. Okay? You're just going to wait for the graduation tomorrow. I-announce ko na lang po yung oras ng graduation kasi I have to consult Ma'am Lani, our BIS. Okay? So what's the next thing to do? Siguro, you need to upload this video in YouTube. Okay? And then get the link. Okay? Get the link and then post it in your respective dev site. Okay po. Yung link lang. Please do not upload the video kasi masyado mabigat ang video. So, yung link na lang. And then, respective website in your para mag-appear po doon. And then, siguro may isi-send ako sa kahit kanino lang po sa inyo, no? Yung institutional assessment. So, ano lang, i-fill out nyo lang po yun. And then, e-signature po kayo dyan. Ilagyan nyo na lang. Isang file lang for everybody. Kailangan ko lang yung e-signature nyo. Nag-undergo kayo ng demonstration and institutional assessment. Okay?
Okay po, sir.
So, any more problem? Wala na?
Wala na po, sir.
Ano po?
By the way,
Okay,
sir,
so congratulations
Excuse me.
lahat. Okay, so makakatulog na. Maayos.
Sir, for
Okay po.
example, sir, ay,
Yes po.
sa aga po, sir, halimbawa, ang graduation, may oras, ali, sir.
Yes po.
Pwede, sir, halimbawa,
Ah,
ano, sir, required mag-attend.
yes po. Required po yung ano natin.
Then, ganun,
Ano yan,
sir? No,
virtual pa din.
virtual pa rin po. Virtual pa rin po yun. So, kahit mag-park lang kayo, i-park nyo lang yung account niyo tapos makita kayo nandun. Okay. Kasi nandun yung superintendent namin na nag-a-attend siya ng graduation. Okay po. And then yung ano, siguro yung certificate, sa akin nyo na lang kunin para di na kayo pumunta dito. I'm from Legazpi, so whoever is from Legazpi or near city, municipality, you can just get it from me, siguro.
Okay po, sir.
Okay? Kung first district, pwede ko rin i-attend first district. Free of charge. Okay? Once available na, I will let you know po. Just, I'll just announce it in our GC. Okay na?
Okay po.
Okay
Thank you
po,
po, sir.
Thank you.
Okay po. So, thank you very much. Okay, so, happy lunchtime na po sa lahat, no? So, manatili tayong ligtas.
Thank you, sir.
At happy Valentine's na rin in advance.
Thank you po.
Okay. Thank you.
Sir JR.
Thank you po.
Bye-bye.